day, and welcome to Trusting God at All Times, a daily devotion of Peakland United Methodist Church in Lynchburg, Virginia. My name's John Vest. I'm the pastor here at the church. As Easter approaches, I'd like to ask you something important. Does it matter? In a way, the resurrection is in our hands now, unless we make it lively and meaningful, unless it matters. Resurrection is no more than some doctrinal belief of one of the world's major religions. What do those Christian people believe? They believe in Jesus Christ and his resurrection. But does it matter? When my father lay dying of cancer in a hospital miles away from me, I remember wrestling with my faith. Dad was only 68 years old. After decades of strenuous work in a soapstone plant, a second job hauling firewood for $10 a cord, and various other jobs after the closing of the plant, Dad had been retired for only 3 years. The experience of death, especially the death of a parent, was as new to me, and it is, I believe, for all children. Say what you will about the cycle of life and all that, how parents are not supposed to outlive their children, or how fortunate I am for having had my father for 68 years. When a parent leaves this earth, a hole in the shape of a heart is left behind. Grief has a way of sucking the joy out of living. Grief has a way of making nothing matter. And I was grieving. But one night something happened. I was walking our dog. Her name was Pumpkin. She was a setter retriever mix. I was praying for peace I did not know, acknowledging the healing I wanted but obviously wasn't going to see, and struggling with the idea that life as it had always been put together, father, mother, brother, was going to experience an untimely death. And it happened. I was literally standing in front of Mel Gibson's house, and I am not kidding. That's the name that was on the mailbox of one of my neighbors, Melvin Gibson. And I heard an answer to my prayers. I heard words, but they were more than words. There was a connection, not unlike the connection my wife and I would share when the children were much younger and we didn't want them to know what the two of us were thinking, so we'd look, and without words, we'd know. It was a message that entered my mind and cascaded down to my heart and soul. It was a voice. And the voice said, "There comes a time when you have to decide for yourself, is it real? Did the resurrection of Jesus really happen? Or is it just words? Does it matter?" I've been preaching on resurrection for more than a dozen years. Maybe that's the foundation. Every Easter day for literally my entire life, I had heard the Easter story of resurrection read from one of the Gospels. I'm sure that helped. And I thank God that when I needed to call upon my faith, there was something there to be called on. There comes a time when you have to decide for yourself, is it real? Either Jesus died and got up 3 days later with life in him, or he didn't. Either my father, a man of very real faith, will die and get up with life in him just as Jesus promised, or it's just words. That night, I decided it wasn't just words. I decided that resurrection is real, that I have something to hold on to that really does matter. Do not be amazed, the angel told Mary that first Easter morning. You seek Jesus who was crucified. He has risen. He is not here. Yes, it matters. It's a personal thing. It matters very much. And I thank God for promises that are kept. Amen.